Christmas in Japan is all about the 24th.
Sparkling wine, fancy dinners, and fully booked love hotels, all marketed as a romantic date night.
But is that the whole story? Let's first look at Japan's romantic fantasy, and then the reality. Japan's romantic image didn't happen on accident.
During the economic boom in the 1980s, businesses pushed Christmas as a glamorous, romantic night out. Because Christmas in Japan isn't religious, it became the perfect day to create unique Japanese traditions focused on passion, romance, and capitalism.
Fun Japan fact: condom sales and adult content viewing spike 8% before Christmas Eve. So yeah, it's a very passionate holiday. This romantic, passionate Christmas image is everywhere in Japan, especially in ads. But not everyone loves the romance. Many of my Japanese friends even roll their eyes at how obvious marketing is towards couples to spend a bunch of money. There's even a group called the Revolutionary Alliance of Unpopular Men,
who protest Christmas every year, saying how they want to crush romantic capitalism. They've been lawfully protesting since 2007. And although sometimes only 15 people show up, and none of my friends had ever heard of them, still, it is an interesting example of a counterculture against Japan's romantic Christmas.
And here's something else that's interesting. Although Christmas is marketed as a romantic holiday for couples, in reality, many people spend it alone. There's even a name here for people who spend Christmas alone: kuribocchi, which literally means a Christmas loner, or being alone at Christmas. For a Westerner, that might sound a little sad, but Christmas in Japan is really just like another normal workday. Most people are still chained to their desks, counting down the days until New Year's,
when they can travel to see their relatives, eat traditional foods, and celebrate in a way that feels much more like a Western Christmas.
In fact, I usually tell my Japanese friends that Western Christmas is very similar to Japan's New Year's holidays. In both cases, your extended family gets together, and you eat, drink, talk, maybe watch TV, but it's mostly just a chill time to enjoy your family. Christmas in the West is about family, but a quarter of people in Japan are kuribocchi, spending Christmas on their own.
Now, Japan does have a serious loneliness problem.
So for some, Christmas can make that feeling hit harder. And of course, foreigners living in Japan can feel lonely too. Many immigrants like myself don't have family living in Japan. And since Christmas isn't a major holiday here, yeah, Christmas can feel like just another workday.
That's why I make an effort to celebrate, like having Christmas parties with friends, going to Christmas markets, seeing the lights, and watching Christmas shows. All of these things are just a small reminder that even if you're far away from home, you can still create your own Christmas experience.
I think Japanese media really enjoys the idea of a romantic Christmas, and even a lonely Christmas, because it shows up a lot in pop culture. To me, Japan's Christmas vibe is nostalgic, wintry, lonely, and bittersweet. Many of Japan's most famous songs aren't about Santa or family. They're about heartbreak.
Two great examples are Christmas Eve by Tatsuro Yamashita, which is about missing someone on Christmas Eve, and even the most popular English Christmas song, Last Christmas, which is all about heartbreak. And if you've been in Japan during Christmas season, you will hear these sad songs everywhere. This might reflect how some people feel lonely at Christmas and why these songs resonate with people in Japan.
Believe it or not, there are even restaurants in Japan that ask couples not to visit on Christmas Eve, so that solo diners will feel more comfortable, which is wild. I mean, obviously happy couples would ruin the atmosphere. Now, this isn't common at all, and I really want to give you a realistic view of Japan, but the fact that this example even exists really solidifies how romantic Christmas is seen in Japan. A more common example of this is in the media, where single people are shown scrambling to get a Christmas date, or people hating Christmas because they're single. There are tons of these I hate Christmas memes. I mean, in a lot of ways, Japan is like the rest of the world. They even have words for normies, like you just call them ryaju, which basically means someone whose life is fulfilled. There are also tons of Japanese jokes on the internet where you basically have the ryaju, or normies, and you have kuribocchi, the loners or lonely people, makegumi. There's lots of ways to say that. So yeah, there's a lot of people that hate Christmas because they hate normies, basically. These kuribocchi jokes are a mix of self-deprecating humor, cope, and a little bit of truth, because entertaining people over the holidays can be exhausting, especially for introverts like myself.
This contrast between the idealized romantic Christmas and the reality that many people spend it alone likely amplifies the bitterness towards happy couples during this season.
Despite all the negativity, there are some people who embrace being kuribocchi. This is because kuribocchi are more free. They can dig into their favorite foods, they can ignore the social pressure to date or improve Japan's birth rate, and just relax before New Year's.
Kuribocchi is so common now that even Lotteria and Burger King have run Christmas campaigns for people spending Christmas alone. And this year, even more mini Christmas cakes for singles are being sold.
Even though there's this invisible war between the kuribocchi and the Christmas normies, or Japan's idealized romantic Christmas, the reality is actually the most interesting part, because it's basically the opposite of what we hear about and what is marketed. Most people spend Christmas Eve with their immediate family, eating a regular dinner and having Christmas cake, and not really doing anything special. An ordinary Christmas dinner? You mean KFC? No. Surprisingly, this survey says only 15% of people eat fried chicken on Christmas. And it's not all just KFC. I always did assume everyone ate KFC until I asked around. KFC sells a lot, for sure, but countrywide, it's actually only a small part of the population. So for most people in Japan, Christmas is just a regular day with cake. Cake is the real star here. Most of my Japanese friends said when they were little, they sometimes had fried chicken on Christmas Eve, but they always had cake. Christmas cake is what everyone looked most forward to and expected. A less talked about Christmas marketing demographic is actually kids. Santa still shows up for a lot of families here, and what ends up under the tree and until what age Santa visits varies a lot between home to home. From what I've heard, it's actually even more unpredictable than in the West.
But even so, tons of families with young kids do really embrace that magical side of Christmas. And when asking around, one of the most common gifts I kept hearing about wasn't actually toys. It was candy. Usually stuffed into these super cute plastic stockings, covered in popular characters like Kirby and Mario. And honestly, it makes sense. If you go into any supermarket in Japan in December, they are absolutely filled with Christmas candy and cute drinks like chanmeri, which is aimed at kids.
Just a quick note, everything I've talked about today has come from online surveys, TV surveys, articles I've read online, conversations I've had in Japan, and also just living here for 6 years. There are tons of Christmas surveys every year, and I love reading them as a fun little way to study Japanese.
This latest 2025 survey shows that Christmas Eve is a workday, and 84% of people plan to have dinner at home. So most Japanese Christmases really aren't all champagne and love hotels.
Like I said earlier, people still work on Christmas. For restaurants and hotel staff, it is an especially busy time, accommodating a large minority that get to live out their Christmas fantasy. Even jobs that have nothing to do with Christmas can be super hectic, as everyone rushes to wrap up things before the end of the new year, throw a work bonenkai party, and prepare for Japan's real major holiday, Oshogatsu, aka Japan's New Year's. So Japan's Christmas is marketed as a mix of romance and heartbreak, but for the average person, it's just another workday with cake. Do you have any experience with Japan's Christmas or questions? Let me know. And if you want to learn more about Japan, check out this video, or maybe this one. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Merry Kuri!